Hello guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video there are a few things I want to do. So I'm working on an application which does some money collections, and then what will actually happen after that is I will do some deductions with my code whenever somebody wants to withdraw some money, and deduct 2% of the money that's going to be collected total. So as you can see, I've made it already. So this is what you're going to be building. So this is just a representation, but generally because it's JavaScript and I'm also using Node.js in the backend, it's also going to be JavaScript. So the code we are going to write here will also apply when you want to write it in the backend, because the backend, that's where you're going to be doing the deductions. But for this video, you're not going to be doing the backend, you're only going to be doing the visualization of the amount they can withdraw from the app. Good. So I just gave this as a warning, like this amount is going to be deducted 2%. And then show them the amount they can receive, they can deduct from here. So yeah, so this is a project that's been made with radsystems. You can also share the link by clicking on the link here. So yeah, there's a few cool stuff you can do with it. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. So all I have to do is roll back everything that I've created. So I'm just going to roll back everything that I've created, except the place where we are doing the total deductions. So where I'm displaying the total deductions, I'm only going to deduct the price. So let's see if this is going to change, because that's the idea behind it. So we want to be left with a blank amount here, which is also in turn going to be giving us an error. Okay, so I haven't really done the full rollback. So let me do the full rollback. Somewhere I had written the code, yeah, here. So you're just going to delete that and you're good. So what we want to do is, there are two things we want to do. So let me explain the flow of the code, how we are going to be doing it. So the code, we need a function in the methods, and we also need to call that function in the mounted, on the mounted. Now on the mounted, like we talked about in some previous video, mounted runs every time that the DOMs are rendered. So this is what we want to check. So every time the page reloads, we get the mounted function running before everything else. So it's more like a page event before add, but now this is a page event before load for the front end. So this is what we are going to do. So we want to create an empty function with parameters. The reason why we'll be using parameters is because we can use this function everywhere instead of having to do the function over and over again. So the very first thing you're going to do is create a function. So we can call that function percentage. Okay, so this function is going to be accepting parameters. Oh, I put a comma before that. So it's going to accept two parameters. It's going to take the value, or basically the number that we are going to divide with. I'm going to call the num, and it's also going to accept another parameter called maybe value. It can be anything, doesn't have to be anything. It can also be home. It's just up to you. Parameters are just things you put in there. So I'm going to call this value. So value is going to be the total amount that we want to do the percentage on. So the value is going to be our total amount, which is 67052. So that's going to be the value, and the number is going to be the number that we are going to be doing the percentage with. So for our station, we want to do a percentage of 2. So the number here, the number is going to be 2. If you want to do a percentage of 5, then also the number is going to be 2, only that when you are calling the function, you need to pass that number. Alright, so the next thing you need to do is to now do our math. So let's say let remainder is going the total. Now this is a variable that is going to be holding our calculation. So let remainder, this is how we do the percentage finding. So we're going to do the num multiplied by brackets of value divided by 100. So this is how we're going to get the percentage of our total. Now now we need to do a return so that our data can be displayed. So we're going to say return. Okay, so return is going to be now for us to display the value that we need. Okay, so let me do two things so that you can understand. Let's just return here. So when we return here, it's going to display remove the equals. It's going to display the total commission that we are going to get. Now, after this is done, remember this is in the methods, and the methods are only executed when you click on a button. But now we need this method to be executed whenever the page loads. So we're going to come here and call it like this dot percentage. So copy it all the way to there, and you're going to paste it here. So call it this dot percentage and save it. Now we have saved it, yes, but it's not going to be displayed in the front end because we have not called the function. So to call the function, we need to go to our code at the very top most part where we need to display it and call it over there. So we are going to call it where we want it to be displayed. So for my situation, I want this code to be displayed right about here. I'm going to come here, put this, come here and put it here. I'm going to call it percentage. But now remember these parameters we created here. Now it's time to change these parameters to be actual values. Now the num is going to be 2. So what is going to happen when you call your function here and you had 2 parameters, you can now, whenever you put that 2 here, the system is automatically going to insert the 2 where you had the parameters, because your system knows I'm only accepting 2 parameters. So in case you need more than 2 parameters, you can just pass here, call the whatever you want, and then when you're displaying it, you need to pass your parameters. Good. So here we have those parameters here. So this is the percentage that we need the project to deduct, and the value is going to be the total amount which we want to be deducted. Now remember here my amount is being displayed in this function, a variable balance. So you're going to copy this and replace value with the available balance. So when I save this, it's going to show me the total amount that I, the owner of the application, I'm going to get when the deductions are made. So the 2% of 67052 is 1341.04. That is Kenya shillings. So that's the amount I'm going to be getting. So that's basically $10 somewhere there. So now instead of me seeing this amount, because I don't want to whoever is seeing the app to know like how much money am I getting. Anyway, they can know when they do their own math, but I want them to see the total amount that they are going to be withdrawing from the system. So to do that, I'm going to come here. This is going to be left just the same. So what I need to edit is my function inside the methods. So let's go to the methods here. So instead of doing return here, we are going to say let remainder is equals to, so this is going to be the amount that is going to be deducted. But now what I want to return, I want to return the total, okay, let me just call it commission. So what is going to be returned is the amount minus the commission. So I'm going to come here and say value minus com. Okay, so this is what I'm going to get. So this is what they can withdraw from the app. So now we come to the app again. What we are going to be seeing is the amount that they are going to be able to withdraw once the commission have been deducted. So there we go. So once we minus the commission here, this is the amount they can withdraw. So technically this is what you can do also in the backend, but also if you want to visualize it in the front end, this is the same thing. So the best thing to do is use your parameters to get your math right. So that will be it for this video, guys. And if you like the video, leave a like or maybe subscribe to the channel for more videos. And yeah, if you have any questions, ask them in the comment section below. See you in the next one.